Okay, so the claim being made is that there is a secret military aircraft that has no fuselage. It's an equilateral triangle. It makes a low humming noise. It has a large red circle in the center that's for propulsion, and it can shoot out lights, and also apparently can disappear or accelerate so fast it seems to disappear. And when it disappears, the lights get very bright, like a plasma around the craft. And an Air Force veteran reported seeing this craft at the Langley, Virginia Air Force Base. Uh, they reported it as congressional testimony, which I believe is under oath. And I don't know if it was under oath, but it's last fall. I saw the craft so close I could hit it with a rock in summer 1997 in Minnesota. So I looked up at the National UFO Reporting Center. I looked up Minnesota Triangle Craft. I found 200 sightings of the craft. I've found also over 20 reports, like about 2 dozen reports of the military either chasing the craft or accompanying the craft with jets or helicopters. Um, I found one report from Minnesota of somebody seeing a pilot with a helmet on inside the craft reading like a manual, as the craft was hovering. And it's hard to believe, but the craft does get very, very close. And if it's hovering, then I could see somebody else, based on Michael Schratt's research, reported seeing inside the center triangle of the craft, the center circle. They could see inside it and see like more than one level of areas in the craft. And also, right directly underneath the craft, there's like metal girders and pipes. And somebody saw an insignia as the craft flew overhead. The insignia turned out to be for the U.S. Space Innovation Center, which is an Air Force research center in Colorado. And the Ed Fouché said the craft is uses superconducting mercury to cancel gravity. And I went into Google Scholar, and sure enough, the Air Force was researching superconducting mercury in the early 60s. And the first sighting I could find in Minnesota was 1968. And the Nazi aircraft researchers were also claiming that superconducting mercury could cancel gravity. And we brought over like at least 1,200 Nazi scientists for Operation Paperclip after World War II. A lot of them working in the rocket propulsion and aircraft research. So it all adds up that this is some kind of ability to cancel gravity using superconducting mercury as a plasma, and that it's a military craft, and that it's associated with the when I saw it, a local journalist, my mom used to own or my parents, they owned the local legal newspaper, and one of the journalists had also seen the craft in the 70s, and a lot of people had seen the craft, and she said we lived in a military test flight corridor, and she gave me a bunch of articles, local articles of the craft being sighted. And when I saw it in 1997, I found like 6 other sightings in Minnesota for the craft, the triangle craft, that same summer into October. So, um, that corroborates my own sighting, and the fact that there's been 200 reported sightings in Minnesota, which means there's obviously been a lot more sightings that have not been reported. Even my own report, I submitted it, but then I couldn't find it later in the National UFO Reporting Center. So I don't know, if they just have my location, not like a different location or something. But or it might take a while for their database to update or something. At any rate, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. That there's definitely a secret military craft that can apparently cancel gravity. Um, and then it uses some kind of hydrogen propulsion, what they call magneto hydro propulsion or something like that. It's like MHD. Once you cancel gravity, they already use that like in for space. Once you're in outer space. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say again. And I have all the details of those 200 reports. I pulled out anything that was interesting, like seeing the pilot or seeing the craft vanish. When the lights got really bright, seeing the light shoot down on somebody's face when they were looking at it from out of the car, like a probe light, basically strobe probe laser kind of thing. When I saw it, it went over the top of the tree in the north end of my yard, and it was bigger than a yard. Most people are reporting like 100 to 150 feet, the length of the side, which makes sense. That's what I saw also. And they usually see it going low and slow right over the tree line, but occasionally people see it like going super fast up high in the sky. Or else when they do see it going low and slow, sometimes it gets really bright and then it vanishes, or it just appears to jump across the sky. Um, and also people report the craft seems to like track them or follow them or see them and go check them out or follow their car, that kind of thing. So I didn't dare take my eyes off the craft. There is some video. I found one video of the craft, but it was like kind of hard to see. Um, there's been some other videos online and some photos and stuff, but you got to kind of search them down. And yeah, it seems like just a matter of time before this equilateral triangle craft goes public.